Manchester United. A club rich in history is facing massive troubles in recent time and in need of a rebuild. I will have 5 seasons to rebuild them, and I have set a few challenges. Firstly, win the Premier League 2 times. I think it is reasonable for what this team should be achieving, and I have 5 seasons to do it. Secondly, win the Champions League 2 times. A bit more difficult, but I think I can do it. And finally, the hardest one. Win another treble, as Manchester United was the first English club to do so. Why not try to do another one? I didn't want to make too many changes to the original squad, to see what we could do without any changes. However, Dybala had a 12 million release clause, and I had to bite, and lost 3-0 to City in the Community Shield. The season was not good, but not bad. We came 5th in the league on 73 points, and got all the way to the FA Cup final, where we lost to City 2-1. We also disappointingly got knocked out of the round of 16 to Anderlecht. Haaland had a great season, scoring 19 goals, but our player of the season was for sure Bruno Fernandes, who scored 18 and assisted 14. Rashford was also great, scoring 16 and assisting 8. In Season 2 I was really looking to make a lot of changes, so Casemiro left for short of 50 million. His replacement, Nicolas Seiwald, for 50 million with add-ons, will be 70 million. Benjamin Sesko also came in for 50 million, as we really needed a out-and-out striker, and I think he will be the man for that. Finally, Emerson Royal came in as a backup full-back. We beat Man City 2-1, where Rashford and Sesko picked up goals. Vini Jr. would score for Man City. Yes, Vini. The rest of August was a good month, where we beat Forest and Newcastle. Just past the halfway point, and we were 5th. Not better than last season, however, only 4 points off of 2nd place. In the Champions League semi-final we played against Barcelona, where in the home leg we would win 3-1, where Haaland, Rashford and Dalo would score. In the away leg, Sesko would open the scoring. Stiller from Barcelona made a great run, where he would make it for 2 on aggregate. Then a bad mistake from Manu made it for 3. But then Xerxes would close the game off with a great composed finish to end off the game. Pep Guardiola would also get sacked at some point. As a surprise, in the Champions League final, we would play Spurs, where surprisingly they opened the scoring. We would not let that slide, as Shaw found Sesko, and his header would go off the bar and rebound to Dybala, where he made it 1-1. We would then make it to 1, where in a great build-up Sesko would get one of his own. Tottenham now had a mountain to climb. Finally, to end off this game once and for all, De Ligt would score a header and make it 3-1. Man United, champions of Europe in 2 seasons. But we're not done there. Actually, we are. That would be the only trophy that season. Still great though. Haaland had a great season, scoring 33 goals, and Dalot also had a fantastic season. He assisted 25. Bruno was sold to Saudi for 105 million, and I just couldn't let opportunity to let him go for that price slip up. Don't worry, as Wirtz was brought in for 110 million and would be Bruno's replacement. Ousmane Diamant also came in for 60 million and came for centre-back depth. Sadly, we lost to Lazio in the Super Cup on penalties. In the first game of the league we picked up a 3-0 win against Man City. Rashford scored first. Shaw found Sesko for a second. And finally, for the third, Rashford scored a header. No losses in the league so far, and it's looking good. December was a little bit worse. We lost to Arsenal 3-0, so that was bad. We then won the FA Cup final against Burnley, and come March we're top of the league. Rashford came 3rd in the Ballon d'Or, which was a good sign. We would play Roma in the Champions League quarter-final, where we picked up a massive 4-1 win away from home, but sadly lost on pens to Barcelona. However, we made up for this, as with a 3-0 win against Leicester we were champions of England once again. Rashford had the season of his life, and Wirtz was fantastic as well. I also ended up buying this Nugan for 10 million, as he looked amazing. This Norwegian one as well. And finally, this Belgian centre-back as depth. We also ended up winning the FA Cup against Arsenal. Oops, one more, a Danish attacking midfielder who can already get minutes for us. In our first match of the season we lost to City because of a free kick. The season was going good until we lost the first leg of the Champions League round of 16 to Arsenal, where we picked up 2 red cards. This would not matter, as we won 3-0 against them in the second leg. We would also pump Atletico Madrid 8-1 on aggregate. The first leg against Real Madrid in the semis was not too bad, only losing 2-1, meaning we could come back in the second leg. And that's exactly what we did. Haaland would open the scoring, and then Ugarte pulled an absolute banger out of nowhere. We were in the Champions League final, as well as being champions of England again. We had a chance at the treble, where we play Man City in the FA Cup final. In that final, I think we put on the best performance of the save where we didn't even give them a chance. A 5-0 win. Rashford was fantastic this game, as well as everyone on the team. Seiwald then scored a lucky goal, but either way we embarrassed City. In the Champions League final, Højlund would open up the scoring, giving us early hope. Then Wirtz would double this lead. Then out of nowhere Joe Gomez scored an absolute screamer which put Liverpool back in it. Rashford then thrashed their hopes, and Man United had won the treble in the Champions League final. Rashford was our top scorer with 43 goals and Shaw was out to assist her with 24 assists. I also picked up a few more wonder kids for a total of 15 millions combined. One Australian midfielder and a Japanese striker who I will train to play cam. A $65 million offer for Shaw came in, and as he is 31 I had to accept it. Livramento came in a fullback depth as he can play on both sides. And this guy, Andres Bonaldo, came in as our main left back as the Shaw replacement. In the Charity Shield we beat Man City, which was good signs to come. The rest of the signings were all wonder kids for the future, however, two would go out on loan. In our opening Prem game we lost to Arsenal 2-1, but in the UEFA Super Cup we beat AC Milan 6-2, so that was good. Come January we were second in the league, 1 point behind City, which means we still have time to come back. In the UCL round of 16 we beat Aston Villa for 2 on aggregate, and with 5 games left we are 4 points behind Liverpool, so there is still a chance. In the quarter-final, another 4-2 win on aggregate. And in the semis a 4-1 win against PSG on aggregate. On the final day we are 2 points behind Liverpool and they have Man City away. If we beat Sunderland and they lose to City we are champions. Rashford nearly broke the net, making it 1-0 early on. Just before halftime we got a penalty where Rashford made no mistake. Højlund then got one of his own, making it 3. At this point I realized we are champions even if Liverpool draw, because of our goal difference. Sunderland did end up getting one back, but it was too late, because Rashford completed his hat-trick. Sunderland somehow made it 4-2, but it was too late, and Liverpool ended up 0-0 against City, meaning we were champions. Bad news was to come when Rashford got injured a week before the final, with a fucking twisted ankle, which proved costly when we lost the FA Cup final. However, in the UCL final we didn't need Rashford winning 4-1 in a Manchester Derby rematch. A great season where Højlund and Rashford popped off, easily being our best players. Also, to the French Nugan I signed in one of the earlier seasons because he scored 20 goals in his first proper year in the team. The Danish one also developed great and is now one of our best players at only 19. That's the end. We did end up completing all of the challenges, and I hope you enjoyed.